My name is Petro Sonos Petrakis. I'm a cement finisher and a torchman, weldman for beams and demolition and masonry. Yeah, I started wrestling in junior high school. That's a grade 7, must have been about 12. First started in judo as a kid, but didn't really take to it. And I loved wrestling and kickboxing, and had a myriad of tournaments across Ontario. And then I tried for the nationals, but things didn't work out due to some other grief with the family and that. So I got involved in MMA, but no one really believed it would be mainstream pop culture as big as it is. So I discovered Systema around the same time MMA broke out in '94, but I really took it more serious in '97. I met him through a great friend of mine, Igor, over here, and he was impressed with my stuff, and we had a common interest. He had a background in boxing, and I had a wrestle. So I wanted to learn to strike better, and I never saw anything so interesting. The way they intercept punches, no blocking, no parrying, just punch a punch, kick a kick, and it was like from another planet. I was so intrigued. And then when I did all the history on it, how much turbulence and how it survived through such turbulent times from the Ottomans and how the Cossacks, fended off so many invaders, it was very interesting. And being of Greek culture, we share a similar stuff to preserve our faith and that. And it was a very interesting style. And I was doing well, but due to a lot of politics, they didn't want a Canadian heavyweight, they didn't want this and that. But I was climbing up the ranks, and I was having a good time due to the delivery system of Systema, the way we deliver strikes, the way we deliver a takedown. It's very interesting, and the kinesiology and also the health benefits, where most sportsmen get thrown off after because the wear and tear of such rough conditioning, which is good sometimes, but you need to do this type of kinesiology, which can be rough, but it tapers off to being more beneficial for your joints, for your everything, your neurotransmitters, your muscles, everything. I notice I'm a lot more focused, hanging from beams and being a torchman and that union, and being my size, like I'm 246 and I move like I'm 160, 150, very agile, because I didn't even know what a kettlebell was, or a lot of the stuff that's part of Systema culture from Eastern Europe and that. So I noticed all these health benefits, a lot more focused, the way we roll, the way we nourish our kinesiology. In one movement, we could do 2-3 actions, a stomp, a trip, then the takedown comes. So it's very interesting, and even the small joint manipulations in that. So, I respect MMA and everything, but I was very disillusioned for a long time. And the way people push things on the internet, a lot of haters, there's a lot of whatever you want to call them, but I know the truth. And I've been doing this for close to 36 years. I started since 1978 as an amateur in wrestling, boxing, and all that stuff, but I never found nothing like this till 1995. So it's really changed my life, and I don't feel there's nothing else like Systema. Vladimir is so genuine. He saw my frustration, I wouldn't really say anger and that, but he managed to nourish and cultivate what Systema does, is my patience to endure and endure. It didn't matter how strong I had to be or how much, it was all about to endure, not only physically, but spiritually. And when you can do that spiritually, you can, do anything pretty much. So people got to look deep into the roots and the history of why this martial style or martial art survived so much and prevailed. And that's why it's even so big in Asia. It's so big all over the world now, And I'm so grateful to him, because he opened up a lot of illusions that were to me. Because people will throw to you through the media, MMA is this and MMA is that. Yeah, it's great. But what are you going to do after you're 35, 40? To at least be able to defend yourself. Are you going to be ruined from such rough conditioning in your 20s and 30s, or do you want to preserve that? And I'm still growing and getting more and more agile and just as quick as I was in my 20s or 30s. And that's thanks to Vladimir. He has that secret formula, how to put things together for the long run. And that's what Systema is about the long run.